So my coffee machine didn't work, so this is gonna have to do. But anyways, it's been quite a while since I played Destiny. Not to mention I had Destiny the Collection, and then Destiny the Taken King, and then freaking, we all remember Vanilla Destiny. Pretty much Destiny, the first one, was something that we were lied to about, you know? And I kind of just, I was a little bit skeptical going into Destiny 2. Granted, let me tell you guys that if you guys want lots of content, like lots of content, Destiny the Collection right now is going for $40, and it's not a bad buy. Now that Destiny the Collection is legit probably how Destiny should have been released. So there's that. Destiny 2, on the other hand, it's an entirely brand new game with a new campaign. You got a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot this game has to offer at its vanilla state, and I do think that definitely Destiny 1 should have probably been released this way. But does it hold up? Well, let's find out. My camera's crooked. Damn it. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so Destiny 2 is probably one of the most anticipated games of 2017. And we're already at the end of 2017. I mean, there's not really much more that we can go farther. There's not a lot of new games coming out. There are going to be some great ones from Nintendo, but as far as Sony and Xbox goes, this is pretty much it, other than Anthem and Assassin's Creed. But after the disappointment of the launch of Destiny 1 and everything, I was really skeptical going into this game, and it's just not something that I was like on a jump. I wasn't ready to jump on board with Destiny 2. I was going to wait a little bit. But for some weird reason, GameStop decided to call me and say, hey, your Destiny pre-order is going to be ready for pickup today. Are you going to come and pick up the Destiny game? And I was puzzled, but I guess subconsciously, a long time ago, I pre-ordered Destiny 2 and I paid for it in full. So that is really the only reason I picked up Destiny 2. And let me tell you, I'm quite surprised that this game launched the way it did. And let me get into it for you. Before you start the game, you're met with, you know, the same, it's pretty much the same. I do not have very great first impressions of this game.
Installing Destiny 2. You gotta be kidding me. What? You have me wait a whole 6.2 gigs update, and you have to install the content of the game. Transferring game content, 28.3 gigs in progress. You gotta be freaking kidding me.
There are reasons. So when you first start up the game, first you're met with a 6.2 gigabyte download. Not only that, again, you're gonna be waiting for the game to download on your PlayStation. I got it for PlayStation, yes. I'll be picking up for Xbox soon. So you're met with the exact same title screen as first Destiny, just with it's a negative filter. So, I mean, I'm not grading the game on its, its title screen, but if I was, I mean, come on, that was a little lazy. Show some artwork or something like you did in Halo Reach, Bungie, after you're done downloading, and grab a beer, guys, because you're going to be sitting there for a little bit. After you're done downloading and everything, you're kind of met with this story, like it's pretty much kind of like a recap of what's going on in the Destiny universe and everything and all that great stuff. And granted, I think this Destiny game explains it way better than Destiny 1. I mean, like, this game can explain to you the entire story in the first 5 minutes of the game. That is the best thing ever, because I know what I'm fighting for now. I'm not just resurrected from the dead and I'm just like, wait a minute, what's going on? It's not something where the freaking Peter Dinklage is just like, hey, we're gonna shoot some things. By the way, I resurrected you from the dead. what the hell's going on? Like I said, so pretty much the story's intact here, but first we're going to talk about the character customization. And let me tell you, it's one of the piss poor copy and paste customization options I have ever seen in a sequel to a video game. It's probably one of the worst. Even the first Destiny was limited, and now you have Destiny's 2 customization. Just, it's the same customization options, there's no change.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Is this the same customization as original Destiny? With the very few character customization choices? Yeah, it is. It's the exact same.
Wow.
It's the exact same customization options. Except I can be pink. I can be pink.
That's pretty lame.
I'm gonna be a pink human. Like, screw it. Dude, these guys don't even look like men. They don't. Maybe it's his hair.
It's because he's pink.
There's nothing. It's the same thing. So if you're interested in like, oh, I'm gonna make my character all cool and looking and all that stuff, forget it. It's the same character customization. Not only that, it's the same 3 classes. Thank you, Destiny. I'm over Bungie. God. I mean, really, the creativity and the customization isn't that expansive. Really, Destiny 2 could have been an expansion pack, but really they changed a little bit of things, and it's kind of a big enough game to sell, I guess, $60, or like they're gonna go ahead and put the $60 price tag on it. But let me tell you that Destiny 2 probably should have just been Destiny the expansion pack. Really, that's what it should have been. Destiny the collection is what Destiny should have released, and Destiny 2 should have been the expansion. That's how it should have gone. Other than that piss poor introduction to your character customization and everything, I was already pissed. You know, I played the beta for Destiny. Yeah, come to think of it, if I played the beta, I should have probably known that I had the game pre-ordered. Other than that piss poor introduction, like right off the bat, you're met with these aliens. You know those Martians that you met, you know, in the first Destiny on Mars or whatever, those dolls or whatever they're called. Yeah, they decide to finally attack the Traveler, which in any case, Destiny 1 should have ended that way, or Destiny 1 should have started out that way, because this was already an interesting premise and like just a way more interesting story the way it was, you know, captured.
I think that's what they're counting on at this point.
I just hope it has a campaign, a good campaign story. My question is, like, now the aliens just barely decide, oh yeah, we're gonna nuke the Traveler now. You could have done it a long time ago. We needed this in Destiny 1.
This should have been the ending of Destiny 1 instead of the beginning of this game.
That would have been nice. Actually, I could have seen that.
That way you have
Kind of
like
something to look forward to.
yeah, a reason to want to get this one.
The cutscenes looks pretty cool though.
Hey, it's a new game.
You start off with the invasion happening and like these ships are coming to attack. It looks like something off of Halo Reach. That's what it looks like. It looks like the Covenant invading Earth, and it looks like Halo Reach. But it looks freaking awesome. Definitely, that was a way better improvement. And right off the bat, you have these NPC characters. You have people running. You have soldiers that you're communicating with. Yeah. Let me tell you, Cade is probably one of the best characters in the entire game, and let me tell you, that guy, Nathan Fillion, he's probably one of the best voice actors I've had in a video game in a long time, and let me tell you, he's a good job, great addition to the Destiny game. Well, he was in the first one, but I mean, he really shines in this one.
Well, this is like what I'm talking about. Look, their bodies stay here. I can kind of see what I'm fighting. Hey, look at that. Alright, we can get more story
Nice.
like that. See, this is what you missed in Destiny 1. Look, you have NPCs in-game. That's what I like. If they continue with this through the game, I can see the game kind of like, at least being fairly decent, you know? If you have scripted scenes like that.
Once the story starts out with the aliens invading the last remaining city on the planet, it's your job to kind of defend the last city And in short, I mean, there's a slight spoiler warning, but I mean, this happens really at the beginning of the game. You end up losing the city. You end up losing the Traveler. Not only the Traveler, you end up losing the Seeker. Everything that you build upon in the original Destiny game, really, it's all gone. So for all you guys who grinded and everything, I'm sorry, but your armor, your mods, and everything, it is all gone. And it is your job to go and fight back against the aliens and take back your city and reclaim the Traveler and your light.
I don't know why, but this seems more like of an invasion. Ow.
Yeah. This is a full-scale assault. This is
Yeah, this is straight up.
Once the aliens have come in and they've attacked the city and they've taken the light from the Traveler from you guys, because they want to reclaim the light for themselves, I mean, the story is pretty freaking cool. So when you're playing the game for the first couple of hours, you're playing basically as a soldier, and your ghost right out tells you like, hey, I can't revive you, so if you die, there's no coming back. And that was really cool because it kind of lets you know how human you are. You're used, if you played original Destiny, you're used to being all superhuman and doing all these jumps and like freaking using your force powers and everything. You feel like a superhero in the first game. And Destiny 2 captures it really well and what it feels like to be human again. You kind of realize, oh yeah, I don't have a double jump anymore. Oh yeah, I don't have those ultimate grenade things anymore. You feel, all you had were guns. And not even like cool looking laser guns. You had like bolt action machine guns, AK-47s and like MK-14s or whatever, running around with a freaking shotgun 12 gauge. And they're actual human weapons and they look old and wasted, and you feel so humanized. And then you come across this human colony and they basically kind of like take you in as a guardian because they saw the whole invasion thing. And these are humans who were not guardians. They're just humans who live on a separate farm, thus introducing the hub world of the game. Now the hub world, I mean, for the farm, you're not going to have the farm forever. I'm going to just tell you that right off the bat. There's not really any major spoilers, but you will end up making a new city or whatever. But the farm, for the storyline, it's temporarily going to be your base for the time. And let me tell you, it looks a lot like an MMO, something you'd see off of World of Warcraft. But other than that, the story, it picks up really well. For the first 6 hours or something, you're getting a lot of cutscenes, you're getting a lot of dialogue and everything, but then something changed, something that I just felt was missing in the campaign, something that was introduced at the beginning and in the beta, that I just felt that it just wasn't there. And that was your interaction with NPC characters, with like soldiers running around. That felt really cool at the beginning. That was the only time it ever happens. And a little bit at the end of the game. But other than that, let me just tell you guys right off the bat, if you're expecting any kind of storyline explanation of what's going on or anything else, the story eventually falls flat on some parts. There's a lot of plot holes, but as far as the main plot goes, you're gonna pretty much get the conclusion to it and everything. It feels like, I'd compare it more to an Avengers film or like a Marvel film, where the villain, he's introduced and he's a really cool villain and everything. But as far as, you know, kind of expanding on the villain and everything else, the universe, you kind of get a little bit intel on the universe, but as far as the villain goes, you're not going to see much of him.
You kind of outpace the action. This one's at a just right pace, you know, at a good speed, beats per second.
My favorite
Oh
song
crap,
from
hold
Destiny
up.
was The Last Right.
You see him at the beginning, and then a few times in cutscenes, but you never interact with the villain. By the time it comes to the end boss fight, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, you're the villain, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh damn.
It's peanut butter jelly time. It's like Zurg from Toy Story.
Yeah. Damn. Oh. Oh no, that's just Ghost. That is legit.
You know, I'm gonna admit, I think people were too harsh about Peter Dinklage's Ghost in the first Destiny.
And the villains sometimes, somehow I feel like there's some kind of story arc where the villain's supposed to come in contact with the character more, but it doesn't really happen throughout the story very much. Not to mention, the aliens actually communicate, and the level design is freaking amazing. I mean, check out the level design.
Oh dang, look, that's a Traveler right there. What the heck? No, they moved it. Or it's on the ground now. What? Alright. I want to know what's inside of it, yeah. So I'm loving the music cue. Dude, this game looks beautiful. Holy crap. This is like a Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, that's what it looks like. I don't know why.
The character design, level design, it's all very well put together. Let me tell you, the maps right off the bat, they feel huge. They feel way bigger than original Destiny. And this is where my problem comes in, like one of my major problems, is that in the game, you can't get a Sparrow until the very end of the game, or it's unlocked through a random loot drop. And I think this is kind of Bungie's way of saying, oh yeah, we're gonna make them walk everywhere, because we need to prolong the story. The story is going to take you maybe about 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, however good you are, and how fast, or if you grind or anything, you can run through the story pretty fast. But walking included, you're probably going to take anywhere from probably 14 hours, because if you don't get a Sparrow like me, I walked my entire campaign. My entire campaign I walked. I had friends who had Sparrows and by level 5 because they got lucky, and I'm just like, the heck? But then again, this is where my other problem comes with, is that I was playing with a friend of mine, Spoony Bard, you know who he is, go check out his channel. I was playing with him, we started at the same time. And not only that, we went through the campaign story through the entire time, and the biggest problem I found was that loot drops are, again, as always, random. It's not like you have to take on this quest and you'll get this gun. It's, you might get this gun, but then you probably could get a crappy gun. Here's a pea shooter. This isn't going to do anything against the aliens but take it and fight them. And I'm just like, at times I felt like I was fighting aliens with a paintball gun because my guns just weren't leveling up with me. Not only that, when I was playing with a friend, I eventually, at level 5, got an exotic armor piece, an exotic gun, and I started getting all these legendary weapons. He kept on getting uncommon weapons. He stayed at level 10, while I already busted all the way up to level 20. By I think I was maybe 5 hours in, I was already busted at level 20. He was still stuck at level 10. He had nothing. I had to carry him all the way through the campaign. Not only that, the campaign requires that you be a certain level to progress, and he just couldn't progress because he wasn't a high enough level. He had to be level 14 from one level, and he was stuck at level 12. And we had to go and grind for 2 hours, and then I got him up to level 14 because he got better gear. And it kind of sucks that way, because then I feel not everyone's going to have the same play experience. Destiny 2 loves me. It loves the heck out of me. I get exotic weapons all the time. Sometimes I just dismantle them because it's you know what, screw it, I don't need this weapon. That's how much I get exotic weapons. But for my other friends, they've been getting really unlucky with getting uncommon weapons, just rare weapons that are way more, they're weak. And it just doesn't help them. Eventually, towards the end of the game, when we started grinding and doing more strikes and everything, he got better weapons, but we had to go and do extra things that were outside of the campaign. When in the campaign, for me, I had no problem getting exotic weapons and legendary gear.
Come on, Ghosty. Do something.
traveler's license. Do you feel it? Hold on to your helmet.
Hold on to your butts.
The light is back. We're back.
Oh, nice.
As far as gameplay goes, I'm gonna tell you guys that right off the bat, the gameplay is just solid gameplay. It's what you'd expect from a Bungie shooter. It really, if you guys move to the PlayStation 4 and you're a Halo fan, you're probably gonna feel more at home on this one than you are in Destiny 1. Granted, the mechanics, they haven't changed much, but for some reason I feel like the mechanics in this one are slightly tweaked and a lot better than original Destiny. I feel like my guns pack a punch. They feel way more powerful. I feel like my weapons, when I shoot an alien, I feel like, hey, I shot an alien. Like, it just feels way more powerful. It doesn't sound like plastic crap like some of the first guns in Destiny were.
God, let's go.
Ooh, that's a pretty pile of glimmer. Hold them off while I transmit this.
God dang it.
I just snagged a key code from that captain. I think I can open his supply cache.
Dude, that'd be amazing. Just give me some loot. Come on. Do I get what I get?
Keep an eye out for other hidey holes and
It's a very enjoyable experience. Not only that, but after you beat the campaign, it kind of gives you a direction of where to go. Instead of Destiny 1, where it kind of just told you like, hey, here's the campaign. That's it. It doesn't tell you anything about strikes or about getting better armor or anything like that. This one kind of tells you right off the bat, like, hey, you can get better armor if you go through strikes. Do strikes. Oh, there's a mission over here. And it's really cool because not only that do they do that, but they also have side missions, side quests, quests with their own story arcs. There's a quest on the Ios planet, or the ISO or something. I forgot what planet it was. It's one of the newer planets, and you meet this computer called Failsafe. And Failsafe was technically she was a computer that launched with like some space expedition, and she crash landed on this planet, and you kind of have to find out what happened to her crew, and it has its own story arc on its own, and it gets pretty interesting. So I found myself like just kind of, I do the story, the side quest missions, and sometimes I get sidetracked from the main story. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to fight the aliens and do stuff. I have to take back the city. I forgot about that. I'll get right to it.
Where are we at? Wow. Looks really cool. Oh, someone's over there fighting. Maybe we should help them. Oh, this is loot. Found a treasure
very well
chest.
done. To survive, we'll have to look for every opportunity. Keep
Like I said, the side quests and everything, I think they're a great addition because each planet has their own side quests and their own sub-stories, and it's really cool. Not only that, but they have these freaking community events that happen. Granted, they were in the first game, but I don't think they were anywhere as close as good as they are in this one. This one, they just feel somehow more polished, and you can do them while you're doing the main campaign, and it won't cancel your current objective. It's just like if you come across this public event, then if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Your campaign mission can wait. There's no urgency to go on to take on that patrol mission or everything. Once you take on that mission, it's there. The public event is just something kind of a sidetrack, you know? Like you can just do it on your way there. If you're traveling in these huge maps, like I said, they're huge, probably as big as Blood Gulch, not way bigger. You can go on these public events and it won't affect anything of what you're doing or anything. They're just kind of like, there you go have fun, shoot with people. And it's really cool. Not only that, but also these sub-stories also have completely new areas on their own. There was some times where I would go into areas or I would explore the map and I'd find cave systems. I'd find this battlefield or this mining area, and it's just really cool. There's just one section in a mining area that I'm talking about there's like this drill going around in a circle, and you kind of have to dodge this drill while it's like hovering over your head, and it's really cool. But this is probably one of the only sections that ever offers something like that, and it's just such a shame that Bungie didn't include more player versus environment areas like that one, where you're constantly looking around your environment to make sure nothing was gonna get you or anything. It was just a really cool addition I wish they would have done more with. And when it comes to graphics in this game, let me tell you, there are parts in this game where it's breathtaking. Like the first 5 hours of the game, the environments are amazing.
Well, look, somebody left a perfectly good guardian lying around. It must be worse than I thought. And that's our cue. Time to go, people!
Yeah, this is a nice little hub world. Yeah, he is. He should be. This looks really MMO heavy, you know? With the type of...
My biggest problem though is there's this one planet. I call it the cheese planet. If it's Isos or Nice, I think it's Isos. I'll probably be referring Nices to Isos in my last few comments, but I'm pretty sure it's Isos or some ISO or something. But anyways, I call it the cheese planet because it looks like cheese. I'm gonna just call it looks like a block of cheese. And this planet, I don't know what happened, but when it comes to graphical textures and improvements or whatever, this planet, I don't know why, but it makes your guns look all plastic. It looks like cell shaded graphics, and it doesn't work well for Destiny. It just feels so out of place. I don't know if there was like development time that they just couldn't fix that, but it just, I don't know why, but it just doesn't look good. It's good. I mean, it's cool to look at from an art perspective, but as far as taking place in the Destiny universe, I don't think it fits very well. Like I said, I call it the cheese planet. More specifically, it looks like the cheese racing track from Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance. There's like this map called Cheese Land. Look it up. It looks almost like that. One of the bigger problems of the game that I had was just that there's this part in the game where you're going to be you unlock your abilities through loot drops, or you can go through the story. But then again, loot drops and randomizing the way you progress in the game, I don't like that. I don't. Just having the game where you progress and you randomly unlock your special abilities, it can be completely random, and sometimes you can go the entire game without unlocking anything. That sucks, because if you get loot boxes or something, your friends are going to be getting all this cool subclasses to their titans, hunters, warlocks, whatever, and you're going to be stuck there with like, I want to do cool things like that guy, and it's just completely random. And I don't like it. I don't know why was it a mechanic choice in the game? Why did Bungie think this was a good idea to randomly unlock your abilities through the game instead of growing as a character? I could just go to a random freaking public event and I can unlock my warlock subclass just like that, and nothing will, like, I could have gotten no effort needed. Really, and in public events, this is where one of my bigger problems falls, is that when people don't do anything, they just sit there and they let you do the entire public event by yourself. This is a Destiny game. You're supposed to be team players. The community sucks sometimes. Sometimes it can be really cool. Not only that, but customization options are kind of limited, just like they were in the previous Destiny game. You have your armors, your exotics, your legendaries, but every time you get new armor, it's just like, hey, I'm going to kind of get rid of that other armor piece. So really, you don't have a distinct character look for your characters, so you're always recycling armor. And I don't like that. They should have done something better. You can infuse armor to kind of keep the armor you really like, but eventually you're going to get better armor. And it's just like, why keep on infusing with other armor? Or why waste my legendary shards to infuse this armor when I know I can just get a better armor piece? It's just probably something you won't want to do until you max out level. Then you can start infusing armor, but it just really sucks. In the previous Destiny games, you had shaders. You could just select them whenever you wanted, and your color of your character can change. In this one, you can change your helmet color, your clothes color, your boots, your arms, whatever you want. You can change it all individually. But the catch is, it's all tied to microtransactions, and if you want to keep on changing that armor piece, it's going to cost you some glimmer. When you run out of glimmer, you're going to have to buy more glimmer to change it. When you run out of glimmer, or when you have glimmer to change it, you're going to run out of like those shaders, because now shaders are items that are individual. So if I want this shirt to be pink and I want to turn it pink, I can only change it pink once because I only have pink once. And if I want to change my hat pink, well, guess what? Go find a loot drop or give them money. and hopefully you get pink. I mean, why? I want to wear pink. It's just another cash grab. I'm pretty sure Activision had something to do with that. I mean, eventually the game is not all bad. There's great improvements in the game. Instead of having to go to orbit all the time, you can just you can select on the map. When you're in a mission, just press the touchpad down and you can select your mission area and just kind of blast off from Earth there and just go straight into the next planet. It's way better than having to go into orbit, selecting the mission, and it's just, I don't know why, but it's a great addition to the Destiny game. And if there's a Destiny 3, it needs to stay there.
Let's go to Earth.
European dead zone. So little in the archives.
There we go.
An evacuation?
Well, that's nice. I don't need to go to orbit to freaking travel somewhere. I can just travel from here.
Overall, guys, Destiny 2, it's not a bad game. In terms of content, I don't think it lacks. This definitely, I do think, might be worth $60, but just because the storyline, it's just, like I said, it's not the best storyline in the world. It gets, like I said, it looks like it's going to turn up in the first 5 hours, but then eventually it just falls flat with like character development and just not being able to interact with the NPCs like you did in the first mission. Like the first mission was such a step up, but everything else the game offers after like the first 3 or 4 hours, it never matches that quality in cinematics, you know, or the way the level design was. It just doesn't do it. The platforming in this game, first-person platforming, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It can get really frustrating at times. Overall, let me just tell you guys the music. Oh my god, you thought Destiny music from like the first game, it was great. No, this one, it's probably one of the best soundtracks that I have heard, like, in a long time. Well, not really. This year there's been a lot of great soundtracks and a lot of great games, but let me just tell you, Destiny 2 definitely has probably the better soundtrack. Like I said, level design for first-person platforming doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it can get repetitive. It's really for people who have friends that they want to play. It's just a better game that way. It's a better game with friends. It's not something I would jump in and say, hey, play on your own. You could probably get some play value out of the campaign by itself, like for a single player, but other than that, you need friends to play this game.
Oh dang, so there's like a basement? Alright, well I guess I'll do the public event real quick. There's no harm in just chilling, right? Isn't that right, human? Right, bro? No? Just walking away. Let's see what else.
And that's probably the only way you'll ever be able to experience and get the most out of a Destiny game is by playing with friends, because it's definitely a lot more fun. Multiplayer in the game is back, and let me tell you, they changed a little bit of things, like the mechanics. You can only get one heavy ammo per team, you know, so one person's you're gonna have that greedy player who goes after the heavy ammo all the time, and it gets annoying because you want to use that cool gun that you unlocked. So no longer can everyone get heavy ammo, but it's unlocked. Heavy ammo is only there for one person. I'll tell you that much. So it kind of involves some map control, like the original Halo games. The maps in the competitive multiplayer, they're pretty cool and well thought out. I like them. There's none I really hate, but just none I could really memorize, or like they're not memorable to me. Strikes are back, and the update just came out that they just added a new raid. I am going to tackle the raid after I'm done editing this video, so I don't know what else the raid has to offer. But in terms of gameplay, this game is just a solid game, something that you would kind of jump online for a couple of hours, play with a friend or something, and just have fun. I don't see this game as being anything groundbreaking. I don't see it as something I'm going to remember this game as the greatest game ever made. Is it a step up from Destiny 1? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it is. It's way better than Destiny 1. But if you guys are wondering, like, hey, should I get Destiny 2 or the collection? This really, it comes into what you prefer. Destiny 1, it's an older game, but if you get the collection, it's at $40. It's $20 cheaper than Destiny 2. But there's a lot more content in Destiny, the collection, because of all the DLCs. Destiny 2, they do offer an expansion pass, but in terms of content, I could say that this game kind of meets up with like Destiny the Taken King. So if you guys have played Destiny the Taken King and but you jumped on that and you would have liked all the content from the Taken King and down, I think that would probably be Destiny 2. That's the best way to describe it. It's Destiny DLC done the way it was supposed to be. And really, like I said, there's probably not a lot it can offer, but there's definitely a lot of replay value in the game. And if you have friends to play the game with, you're gonna have a blast with Destiny 2. One thing I do, they should have come up with better box art. I wish there was better box art for some games. But anyways, really, I mean, there's no way I can explain to you guys. I don't have a system rating yet. If anything, I could say that this game is probably worth buying at like full price. Or if you guys want, if you're not super excited on the Destiny 2 hype train or anything, you could probably wait a bit. If it's not something you're really looking into, and you're just kind of like, oh, maybe I'll get it eventually, you can wait. Wait for it to go on sale, or just wait for an expansion collection to come out. That's probably one of the better ways to experience it. But as far as I'm concerned, I got the game. It's like I said, it's a purchase I totally forgot I had. So for me, I guess I'm enjoying the game for what it is, and I'm enjoying playing it with friends, and I'm having a lot of fun. It is definitely a lot of fun. But if you, like I said, if you're probably going into it for a rich story or anything like the back of the box says, you're not going to get it. It's just, but definitely you're going to jump in the game, you're going to know what's going on, you're going to have something to fight for. It's definitely way more polished. It's a way more polished campaign than the first one. And that's what really shines in this one. That I guess that's what people were looking forward to. And then the gameplay and the added additions to the game, it's pretty cool. So, I mean, those are my thoughts on Destiny. Now you guys have heard the bad and the good and everything that I've said about this game, but I mean, what do you guys think? Have you guys played Destiny 2? Are you guys interested in getting it? I mean, let me know in the comments section. I mean, there's a comment section. Use it. I would like to know what your opinions on this game are, because really it could probably alter my opinion, or I can see it from your perspective. Like I said, personally, I'm having a lot of fun with the game, and I do think that there's a lot of enjoyment to be had in this game, but there are definitely better games out there. But in terms of like just having fun with your friends, this is probably the best multiplayer experience you'll probably have all year. But anyways, that's enough. Whew. Remember guys, when you guys are gaming, power up.